Believers, we have returned. We're about to kick off 40 straight weeks. That's right, 40 weeks of Lucha Underground. We have got two very, very special guests in store to talk about the premiere, so stick around. Let's talk about it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
There we go.
Yes, Queen.
Guys, we're back. It feels like it's only been a matter of weeks, really. It was so long between seasons 1 and 2. It's like we never left. Guys, we're right here. This is the Lucha Underground After Show right here on AfterBuzz TV. We're so happy to be back. We're so happy you could join us.
Yeah, good.
And we are very happy to have two very, very special guests on our couch in the studio, right here in the AfterBuzz studios. Firstly, you know her as the beautiful Brenda. You can catch her at 423 Get Fame, as always. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Miss Holly Meowy.
423 Get Fame.
And to her left on that couch, you know her as the Whale Loca. She is 1/4 of the worldwide underground. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Taya Valkyrie.
Hey!
Woo!
Clap for me, bitches. Okay.
We're starting off with a bang. Of course, as always, my lovely and talented co-host joining me at this table for the next 40 weeks. I can't get over how long that sounds.
Dude, I know.
We're going to be doing this.
When you just
Like,
said that right now, I was
That's
like,
a long time.
It's a long
Yeah,
It's a
so
long
long. It's
time.
like 9 lives.
Yeah.
That's
Sure.
roughly,
So
give or
many
take.
cats.
Give or take. Guys, firstly, to my left,
What's up?
you know her from Snarled. You know her from Ask Us We're Drunk. You know her from all the amazing times she's guested on here, on Raw, on SmackDown. Guys, this is Rachel Evans.
It's me. It's Rachel. Hi.
We clap.
40 weeks is so long. Well, all of our periods are gonna sync up.
They're gonna, by the
Yeah,
end of it,
I thought we talked about no period
Okay,
talk.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Ew.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Boys hate periods. I'm so
to
sorry.
Rachel's left. You know what? It's all green lights. It's all green lights here on Lucha
Mine all
Underground.
for everyone.
We can talk about
Hand
whatever
it
we
out
want.
before you come in.
To Rachel's left. He's not on the ones and twos. He's right here showing that beautiful mug right in front of the camera. He's a
Look at that thing.
documentarian. He's a
Hey.
cameraman. He's a host. You know him as Jimbo Slice. This is Mr. James Franck, everyone.
oh man, you're gonna be so sad.
What's
I
that?
changed my Twitter.
Did you?
I did.
I'm sorry.
I
What?
had to.
There's a
That's
bunch
really-
of numbers in it now.
There's a
That's
bunch
bad.
of numbers now.
You're not supposed to change your Twitter and not let people know.
I
Like, how are
know.
they supposed to tweet at
Did
you?
you
How am I supposed to-
change
It's not
it
gonna
to
pop
James
up.
Franco?
No. That's exactly why.
That
though.
makes sense though.
So
You know,
I'm now the
yeah.
producer of Xbox podcast on AfterBuzz,
Oh, there
the
you
Xbox
go.
12360 show.
So
So
dope.
therefore, they were like, you should change it to something like that. So I'm
I
now
see.
at Jimbo 12360.
There you go.
Can you promise
'Cause
me something?
I was so sad. They were like, "This is the Jimbo Slice with 2 E's. You got to get rid of it. It's too fucking confusing." And I was just like,
That's true.
"Man,
What
I've
is
gotten
that?
it down."
1, 2, 3, 360. And like, just like 4, 2, 3. Like,
Yeah, 423, get fame.
yeah.
Do you promise me that before this 40 weeks is over, me and Xbox will take a prom picture together?
I could try and make that happen for sure. And, like,
Dreams.
We
with,
can
like,
only.
his Suck It jersey, like
Oh,
his DX
right.
Suck It jersey.
Is it still hanging out there?
I think he took it today.
This is
when
not
we
a
left.
joke when I say that my father would be very proud of me if that happened. So please.
And I will tell you a Lucha Underground fun fact.
Please do.
Let's hear it.
That the first vignette that Johnny and I shot together when I did the walk, you know, in the red carpet from the second season. So I don't know who.
Are you allowed to say that?
This is a funny story. Yes.
You can say whatever you like.
Whatever.
Okay.
But before we did the walk, because I'm like a tomboy, and so I felt extremely awkward in this long floor-length dress. And I was like, I feel like I'm going to the prom, and I don't know who on production has literally a prom photo of me and Johnny Mundo, like an 80s prom we post, and my face is like so disgusted. I'm just like,
That's my favorite photo
yeah.
to take. I feel like that's the
Okay,
most
that's not
humanizing
the story.
photo.
It's classic.
no,
Since we're talking about,
look at what you're doing over here.
I know. I'm now real interested in what's happening.
Yeah.
There was a funnier. I don't know.
Go,
No.
go on.
Anyways, moving
Go
on.
But
That's for after the air.
speaking of vignettes, before we
Dude,
get into this
yeah.
premiere, I got to talk about one of Jimbo and I's absolute favorite vignettes from last season. Aside from obviously all of the famous B vignettes, because those are absolutely incredible. The style of those and the way those are shot, those
Perfect.
are all amazing.
That's why I'm like.
But the the vignette in which you're in this evening gown and you're just beating
The
the
shit.
shit out of like a club full of guys, back fisting glasses out of people's
Glasses out of
hands.
hands.
So dope.
Taya,
So
fun
dope.
fact, I worked as a bartender for many years. So like
Really?
this like Coyote Ugly situation. Don't even, yeah. Anyways, so I literally, I knew how to do that already. I mean,
Right, there you
second
go.
nature.
Yeah.
Second nature.
So I wanted to ask both you guys about kind of the shooting of these vignettes and kind of if you're allowed to kind of put your own spin on it, how long it usually takes, things like that.
Well, it was for me. I had no idea what to expect. Obviously, I came in at the beginning of season 2. I'd heard lots about the vignettes and everything, but it was super fun because there's obviously they have like the full idea and the scripts and everything like that, but you really can into the fight scene we combined certain things that were Taya-isms and I was able to use wardrobe that are like the colors that I like and different like little tiny aspects, and so we kind of everything gets personalized to each individual person outside of even their character. So on the creative side of things, it's awesome, and it shows I think a different side of us too, and it makes the character have more depth as opposed to just being like, I'm gonna fight sexy star.
Right, exactly.
She's dead. I hate her because she wears a mask. Like no one cares.
Yeah,
It's way
literally.
cooler to have like a fun story that goes along with it that really gets the people to have a better connection with us as characters. And I think that
I'm completely responsible
Yeah.
for my wardrobe on Lucha.
Awesome.
Like I mean, me and the wardrobe people, we come together and we have the brain children that
Sure.
are in my suitcase, but they're all my suitcase. I have a giant costume closet at home.
Oh,
Brenda
they're-
loves
yes.
sparkles and feathers.
I'm very like showgirl Las Vegas.
If you didn't already know
style.
that.
Absolutely.
But
I didn't know.
I
You didn't know.
actually get more interesting this season. And
Really?
you'll,
Okay.
you'll have to see it. I
Yes.
can't do any spoilers.
I think we all do. No spoilers.
No spoilers, but like my wardrobe is interesting.
Ooh, more leather. More
We
whips.
I
do
have a
know
question.
we do know that Famous Bee picked up Dr. Wagner
Yeah.
at the end of season 2 as a
Wagner.
client.
I was gonna say, does Famous Bee get more clients that like your wardrobe will
It gets
complement
like, yeah,
whatever
I mean, it
clients he
gets
brings to
hard-
the ring,
like,
a la
interesting.
Jimmy
It gets
Hart
interesting.
jacket style?
Cutting this off right now.
Yeah.
This is like
It gets
Danger
interest-
zone.
It just
Danger
gets
zone.
interesting.
Awesome.
Like
Awesome.
my interesting hands.
Those are,
This is my
it's like a weird
interesting-
spirit finger, but
Yes.
Sure.
Interesting. Yes.
So how did
looking
you
forward to it.
hit the needy aura in that evening gown? In
Oh,
this?
man. The
Because
dou-
like
the double
that
knees in the
blew my
club.
yeah, the double knees in the
And the
club. You're in
guy-
this
oh my gosh.
you're in this like beautiful
There was a
red
huge
evening
flip, yeah.
gown.
Big flip.
I was more worried about the fact that I had these giant heels on. I had like 6-inch heels on. I was like, I don't do this. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like a Nike Shox and Converse girl. And the guy who was like, I was supposed to like, and then I think you should probably just knee him in the face because that's like your move. And I was like,
Your move is kneeing in
it's
the
one of my
face?
thingies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, Brenda.
No, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
So the guy who was the stunt guy in the scene was just like, yeah, whatever you want. Like he was just like really into it. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. And I was like, okay, bam. And we had to do it like, I mean, a bunch of times obviously to
Did
catch
you?
it from different angles. And I felt bad every time. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm Canadian. I say I'm sorry after like
sorry.
everything.
Sorry, I'm
So,
sorry.
I'm sorry. But
And
yeah.
then you throw like leaves at them, right? Because isn't that the Canada mascot?
The leaf.
Oh, God.
The
Oh,
leaf.
The
God.
leaf is the Canada mascot.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
right.
It's on the flag. It's the maple leaf.
Like ours
But
is
it's
the
not a-
poppy, right?
The
California's the poppy.
Is
Okay,
it? I'm
okay.
learning stuff. I'm
Oh my
very
god,
dumb.
you guys don't know these?
Oh,
She's
no.
Rachel's from Texas.
Yeah, I know
She's
literally
still-
I just
nothing.
moved to LA like 5 days ago, so I have no idea.
Yeah.
Where were you still in Canada before?
No,
or-
I've been living in Mexico City for 4.5 years.
Damn. Okay.
Oh my goodness
all right,
gracious.
All right.
Yeah, because I've been working with AAA.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
continue to work for AAA, but now my home base is here.
Wow,
Right,
is that-
definitely. And yeah, I wanted to ask you between working so long for AAA, between working here, and between training with Lance Storm, right?
Yes.
So what are kind of some of the more notable differences between the three big styles?
The Taya level, the
Sure.
levels of Taya.
Exactly.
I think like when I left Lance's and stuff, I obviously was all American style, Canadian style, whatever you want to call it, North American style of wrestling, and very technically
If
sound.
I could be serious for a
If I
moment.
could be serious for a moment, I do a mean half crab and a super kick.
Oh my God.
Do you do like the rock stomps, like how he would rock
that's-
back and forth when he'd kick someone in the head?
I
Those
know.
stomps are wild.
Maybe at the beginning, but
Right.
I don't think anymore. But then, I went to Mexico where I was invited to train in Mexico, was the original thing. I had a flight 6 weeks later that I obviously never got on. And I met El Hijo del Paraguayo on the second or third day in his office, and he basically told me that I was not going home. And me,
Scary.
the scene from like those kidnapping movies,
Right.
Yeah.
like the little voice was like, "What the fuck are you
You're
doing?"
like, is this
And-
broke down palace? What is going on right now?
Yeah, I don't know. So I was like, and he's like, "You're not leaving," and I was like, "Okay,
Yes, Daddy.
whatever."
Gross.
And he was like, "What are you talking
I'm
about?"
gross. I
And
know.
anyways, no, but he honestly, like, I was on TV as his valet right away. And then I was training with like 3 different coaches. So I was training with Silver King at night. I was training with El Apache in the morning and Skyday in the afternoon.
Oh shit.
And I did that until I got a full AAA contract, but didn't come actually for another 7 months after that. So I was doing indies and valeting for Pero for the first, 7 or 8 months. And then after that, I was full on luchadora.
That's phenomenal. Sky is one of my absolute favorite wrestlers.
Yeah,
I had no
I
idea you
trained
trained
with
with
him.
him. That's
and-
incredible.
Yeah, I've trained with all sorts of people. So I mean, there was obviously such a progression and like different style. Like my style changed, and I had to learn Spanish. I had to learn to go to the right instead of the left. I had a lot of obstacles in my way, especially people judging me for not being Mexican.
Sure.
And I still get that, even though I've proven myself. I feel it immensely.
Right,
And
absolutely.
I've embraced the culture of lucha libre. But I mean, I continued to fight for what I wanted, and then I became the first ever foreign women's champion. Now I'm the longest reigning women's champion in AAA, the Reina de Reinas champion.
Oh, shit.
And then I was
Yes.
invited to Lucha Underground in last December, November-ish. And the rest is history.
There you go.
Herstory.
Da-da-da-da.
That's incredible.
Yes.
And now you get 39 more episodes to see my progression.
Exactly.
So
Go
when you
on.
change your wrestling style, is that when you got the gear that you wear now? Because your gear is very unique and
Yeah.
different, and it definitely fits your character, like the cutouts on
Okay,
the
let's
sides
talk about my
and the
gear for a
furry
second, 'cause I get
boots.
shit on all the time about that.
I love your
Yeah,
gear. Everything
but
from
she
the
wears
Tupac
faux
bandana
fur.
and
And
everything.
it's
Right.
faux fur. She checked.
I checked.
Okay, good.
Alright.
I'm all
Originally.
right.
Good.
So.
Originally, when I started wrestling, Taya Valkyrie, aka Viking gimmick, which is why, if you look at old photos of me, I had these brown fur boots on. I looked like Conan the Barbarian, but a woman. Like it was just.
Barbarella.
Yeah, and I had this like horrible one piece, like gold and brown. I don't even know what was
It's
going
like
on.
Elegante's gear.
And
Right.
this furry cape, like this furry thing. Anyways, and so if you guys didn't know, Pero Aguayo's father and his entire family have worn fur boots for 2-3 generations
Yeah.
of wrestling. So when Pero met me, and I came out of the change room wearing that, he was like, he was like,
Yes.
we are meant to be. Like, it was just like this weird, I had no clue. I'm sorry, but in Canada, Lucha Libre, we didn't watch it unless you looked for it on the internet.
Okay.
So I mean, and then I went back and I'm like, why is this guy freaking out about the fact that I wear these goddamn furry covers? Like, I was ready to change my outfit, like goddamn Viking gear. Like, come on, pardon me. And that's what ended up like. It just ended up like literally transitioning from one thing to the other. And then I've just changed my gear over time. Like, no one wants to wear the same thing.
Sure.
I mean, Superman changes.
Yeah, exactly.
Catwoman has changed.
Sure.
So Taya should
Constantly.
change too. And then I was brought on. I was always supposed to be on Lucha Underground even before I came on to be with Johnny, but they were always looking for a correct way to bring me on the show. I knew about the show when it first obviously started.
Yeah.
And I was always like, when am I going on the show? When am I going? And it just kind of like, they really pick the proper time to bring in their talent, which is awesome. At the time, I didn't get that. Now I do. And, I was always supposed to be on the show. I did not replace anybody, just like a lot of people like to say. And I was always on the show. But, and then obviously, like, when I started working with Johnny, they loved the way we looked together. And so we stayed that way. And now, obviously, in AAA, I just changed my gear again.
Okay.
So now I look like an evil queen bitch, and I love it.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, in fact, I think I saw a picture of you and was it Pentagon during your guys' entrance?
Yes!
And it was
Before I
very...
kicked him in the balls.
Yes. It was a very royal kind of...
Yes, I have like these sweet, like the talented people in Mexico that make wrestling gear, I'm like, oh my God, like they're just so creative. And so I came up with the ideas and stuff, and I have these Wear-A-Loca fur-trimmed kick pads that come up to here, like they're like a full one piece. And then I have a one-piece haltered outfit covered in Swarovski with huge jacket,
Oh
like
my
a huge
God.
train. It's really crazy. It looks so awesome. You will not see that on season 3, obviously.
Right.
was like,
Right.
Sounds like
came-
Johnny
Man.
Mundo
That's
rubbed
exclusive
off
to
on you.
Mexico.
I know.
He has ear envy, let's be honest.
Wardrobe's gonna love gluing those
No.
back on.
They're sewn on. They're hand
Oh,
sewn
wow.
on Swarovski.
Oh, they're
Yeah, they're
gotta
it's
be so
beautiful. So, I'm
expensive.
really
Sexy
excited.
stars me
Yeah.
jealous.
We'll let her be jealous.
So how did your involvement with in the show come about, and your involvement with Famous B as well?
Well, first off, I speak Spanish.
Okay,
Yo quiero Taco
Dime
Bell.
algo.
nailed it. You
Hola.
nailed it.
Guacamole, chile relleno.
Mm.
Those are all my words.
Got it. It's a perfect fit.
El gato?
Tequila.
Arriba.
Margarita.
Margarita.
Skinny. Margarita.
You can roll your. Oh, that's so cool. I wish I could roll my R's.
Meow, meow.
Oh man.
She says purr a lot, so she has to be able to.
Yeah,
That's
I
true.
heard, so it's like.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, but so I actually was brought on season 1.
Mm.
But I was with Marty the Moth. That's who I used to be with.
Okay.
And he. Am I not supposed to say something?
No, you're coughing.
Oh, okay.
That's just a legit cute call.
I'm fighting a cold.
Okay, so like he cracked his head open. And
Sure. You
In
know.
Marty style.
You know the way you do that.
And so I was like, oh, great, where's my partner now, So they had to kind of try me out with other people, and they were not, like, they just were like, oh, I don't know, and who is she right for?
Mhm.
And Famous B was actually famous. He was doing a character called the Chihuahua. And
All right.
and
Adorable.
I have Chihuahuas.
Sure.
So I was like, oh, I'd love to bring my Chihuahuas and do something with you. And me and him became kind of friends. But then, they basically didn't know what they were going to do. So I took a year off, because Marty was busted head. And they figured out a whole new character for Marty. And then I had an accident, was in the hospital. And then basically, when they figured out that me and Famous B would be perfect for each other,
Purr.
they brought us back together and tried it out, and he's like my favorite person in the universe.
So basically,
Seems it.
Taya and Brenda came into their own in season 2.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Right.
Ta-da! And then we found each other.
Oh.
It all comes full circle.
Yeah. Yes, here we are.
Amazing. And now, of course, we are at the onset of season 3. Let's
Yes.
talk about
Let's
this
talk
premiere,
about
guys.
this episode.
We start off with Dario, as our producer Mark Donica, as our fearless leader Mark Donica said, Dario getting prison swole.
Which is amazing.
It's incredible.
Dario,
The
you
second-
can do pull-ups.
The
He was-
second
Who
the episode started, I instantly texted Rachel. I was like, Rachel,
I
this
love him.
episode's meant for you.
I love him so much. I have such a crush on him. And seeing him, well, to be fair, when I saw him doing the pull-ups, I thought it was a little boy. I thought he was a little kid. But then I saw, because they just showed his little head. And it was just like,
Are you talking about Masquerita?
no, I'm
Dario.
Oh,
She's
oh,
talking
sorry.
about Dario.
fair. No, that's fair. But I
A
saw
little human.
I saw him jump off the little pole, and I was like, "That's my baby. That's my baby getting swole." Wow.
I just thought of Terminator 2 in the beginning when she's just like doing
absolutely.
pull-ups on
It
the
was Sarah
bed.
Connor
And I was just
pull-ups,
like,
for
oh
sure.
man, call back to
And
Terminator 2.
He's getting the whole kind of Clockwork Orange treatment where they're giving him all his possessions back.
And who's
His
giving
money.
him
Who's
the
doing it?
possession?
But Wayne Ferris
Man.
himself.
I know.
Giving him the
I
possession.
gasped audibly, like you could hear it throughout the entire studio because the goddamn honky tonk
Honky-tonk
man
man.
is giving Dario Cueto his possessions.
He's cool,
And
he's cocky,
a
he's
key.
bad.
and
A giant key.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And a giant key.
Yeah.
that was such a good line. That's already contender for one of my favorite lines of the show.
I love how you gave him the weird stud look after you gave him all the stuff
He
back.
sold that for me really well. I was like, I believe you. You don't trust this man. I believe you.
Absolutely.
I loved it.
Me too.
And we don't see any of this stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like,
this is all
That's so
fun.
we don't
exciting.
see it. So like for me to watch, I was like,
like
we
new.
have to watch this show, and we were
Yeah.
all watching it, and I'm like, oh my god, what? Like I'm just as surprised as you
Right.
guys are, just like all of us.
Yeah, my
to
cat.
see the
I have a
scenes.
cat named Angelico, and
Uh-huh.
he was pissed that she beat up
She
It's namesake.
tweeted at me
I
a photo
tweeted a
of
meme.
Angelico and
I
his
did a
dirt,
meme.
his like little angry face.
I thought you were saying like the cat tweeted at you, and I was like, that's a smart
No,
cat.
he is
on
really
her,
smart.
on his behalf, Holly tweeted a photo of him
Incredible.
being mad,
Yeah, I took the photo.
and he's
Sure.
like,
His eyes are, because he's albino, so his eyes are naturally red.
just like Angelico.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness gracious.
Wait, is Angelica albino?
No, but he's just really white.
Oh. Oh my god, there'd be, I would love it, like an albino wrestler.
Of
Would
course.
That be, isn't Vampiro?
I don't
just-
think
No,
so.
just
he's a
pale.
vampire.
I think-
He just doesn't go in the
Vampiro's
sunlight
kind of
and drinks blood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. It's
Yeah.
that. It's that.
He drinks
Yeah.
blood. That's why he's so
Right.
white.
But yeah, because we've been to a few of the tapings, and sometimes you get kind of bummed because it's like, oh, this and this and this might have gotten spoiled, but you're not seeing any of the stuff that's
Yeah. The
happening
backstory.
backstage.
So, like, what's gonna happen to
which
lead
is
to that?
so much of the appeal of Lucha
yeah,
Underground.
which is why, like in the season 3 trailer, when they gave you like snippets of that and that, we're like,
And everyone's speculating on
yeah,
who was
exactly.
who and
Yeah.
everything.
why does Cobra Moon have this gnarly throne? Why is Drago breathing fire?
Literally
Yeah.
breathing fire.
Why
They're
are they all
drag-
chained up?
He's a dragon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Of
What's wrong
course.
with Kuma's neck?
Right? I
he
mean,
okay?
the backstage is where we saw Siniestro de la Muerte literally rip people's hearts out of their chests.
Yeah.
So there's no telling.
Missed opportunity with that guy.
Exactly.
And I literally looked like the best, most, the strongest street thug in television history
For
in
sure.
that
Yeah.
scene.
Absolutely.
When we smashed
He
Angelico's
looked
flag.
great.
So we go from the prison to the limo,
limo.
the ever present limo that we saw in
So
season
great.
2.
The claw.
Of course, we see Lorenzo Lamas as the councilman, as
Loved it.
always. But then we see a little more of that the Lord character that we speculated so much
Yeah.
about in season 2.
It really
that
reminded me of
gauntlet.
like Dr. Claw
The
from
cl-
Inspector
yes,
Gadget.
exactly.
Yeah.
I was
With the
like,
cat.
oh, it's totally Dr.
Sure.
Claw. Yeah.
I love
What
that.
did he say? Because he said something in Spanish.
He said, "If you waste my time again," I can't remember the rest
I think
of
he
it.
said,
Yeah.
"Don't waste my time."
Don't waste my time again.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a
I think
threat.
that was the end of
there
it.
was more to that threat.
Really?
There was more to that threat.
I was looking at his bedazzled claw.
Or I'll kill you.
That's give or
God,
take.
is that
I
you?
know, I'm like, Jesus.
The Lord helps us on the show from time to time.
Yeah.
Goddamn right I do.
Loves Lucha.
Love it.
Jesus loves Lucha.
And then we're back in the temple for the first time in season 3. Vampiro clarifies he's nobody's master. He's only cut out for one job, right beside Matt Stryker.
So emotional this episode. He was so emotional.
There's
this
a lot.
episode.
He was on his period.
I can tell. I can
I know
tell.
we're not supposed to talk about that.
I'm
was-
not on mine, by the way. I hope everyone just knows that. I'm
Okay.
not.
I
For the
don't think
record,
I don't
Mark,
think
will,
I am.
will you make a note? Will you make a
I
note?
get it still, but I'm not on it.
Holly is not on her period.
The
I'm
note
not
has
either.
been made.
Thank you, Mark.
Put it in the
Yeah.
prep
I know, we
sheet.
keep bringing it up.
Note
so
the
I
time
don't
code.
But we
wanna
should have never
think
brought it
that-
up in the first place because
No.
now it's just like
It was
the
my
butt of
fault.
bullshit.
It was my fault.
It's Chekhov's
Like,
period.
mine
I can't help
If
it.
it's mentioned in the first act, it must
Ugh.
occur in the
If
third.
somebody tells me not to say something, I will say it in the first 15
I know,
seconds of being on
I
air. I can't help
know
it.
Anyways,
Oh,
Vampiro.
boy.
Yeah, Vampiro.
Vampiro.
Yeah. Very
Let's focus,
emotional.
guys.
Very
Clarifies
emotional man.
he's strictly an announcer this season. He's nobody's master. He's
Yeah.
nobody's mentor.
Except for Okay, sorry.
Don't you dare.
I'm sorry, I'm
Don't
sorry,
you- That was
Don't
just
go there yet.
some friendly advice.
Mm-hmm.
But we go back to El Jefe himself, Dario Cueto, who reveals, oh man, Dario's Dial of Doom.
I thought of this all
I-
myself.
Love it.
It's
I came up with this all myself.
myself. There's never been wheel-related stipulations in wrestling before.
I love how much he hammed up the I spin it. I was like,
You
I love
should
it.
have me spin it, because I'm like the Vanna.
Exactly.
I know.
Exactly.
And you would do like the little like crouchy like.
Missed opportunity.
Yes.
Somebody write a letter.
I know.
Get Dario
I'm going
on
into
that
his
red phone.
office and be like, I'm supposed to be spinning that wheel.
Exactly.
Like, because everybody else has issues with him.
Sure.
So that should be mine.
I'm just scared. I don't want you to get murdered. I don't want to see it.
So tonight's so the concept of Dario's Dial of Doom is that whoever the wheel lands on, whoever the wheel determines, will get a shot at his brother, the monster Matanza Cueto, for the Lucha Underground Championship.
I want to kill that guy.
You want to kill
Matanza?
Matanza?
He's super annoying to me.
I
like,
don't think you can.
The giant one?
Ugh, he just stands there like, hello, like
giant
he's like a weird Cabbage Patch with a mask on, like,
He's
ugh.
probably like Slough or something. You know?
Like from the
he's-
Goonies?
Yes.
I think
Oh,
he's
well, that's
Probably
really
sweet.
sweet.
You just don't don't know. Like, he could be cool.
Well, years
could
of
be.
abuse. Years
Years
of domestic
of
abuse.
Years
So
of
much.
being emotionally and physically abused by
Tortured.
Dario.
I
No
mean, well, he
girls.
murdered his mother.
I'll trade him.
That'll do that to you.
I'll
He ate
trade
Bale's
places
head.
with him. I'll be in that cage.
He did.
ate Bale's
We
head.
did see him eat a head. In,
For the
in-
record, I'm not scared of him.
in season 1. Are you not?
No.
Are you
I'm
sure?
not either.
No,
No?
I think we should do a
We should
three-way.
make- Yeah!
Taya, Brenda, and Matanza.
There you go. Let's put the title on the
We
line.
just, you know,
Yeah.
we want to teach him
Ma-
he's a good person.
We want to give him a better image.
It's
Maybe some
Brenda's-
fur boots and a blonde wig.
Brenda's name. We need to put Brenda's name on the Dial of Doom so she can get a title shot.
Yeah.
I'll crawl him like a little kitty. I'll scratch
Scratch him out.
his
Just
Furby open. Like, you know.
What was the
Probably
cat
has a
guy?
hairy chest.
What's
What
that?
was the cat guy?
Oh, Bengala?
Bengala.
Bengala.
Yeah.
I love Bengala. I have a kitty named after Bengala at my house for adoption.
Do you
Aw.
how many wrestler named cats do you?
There was a
do you
Taya.
have?
There was a Ty. She got adopted first.
Oh wow, there you
Uh-huh.
go.
very
she
lovable.
got adopted. She lives in North Hollywood.
Awesome.
And then I have Bengala, who has 7 toes, but he has a parasite, so he's been just in his cage.
7 toes total?
Yeah,
No, one paw.
Oh, I was like, that's terrible.
Either way.
No, on the paws. He's got lots of toes.
Oh, good.
Wow.
It's like when he's very,
Wow.
it's very interesting.
That is interesting.
His parasite will be over in a week.
Oh, good.
But, you know, and then I have Tahano. He has 6 toes.
Awesome.
And then Cobra Moon was adopted yesterday
Oh.
to this, like, gorgeous house by, like, the lady from NBC. She does, like, all the songs and, like, for NBC Music.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, and then I just had I had Prince Puma. He lives in San Bernardino now. Like,
Aw.
I just adopt all the
Puma.
wrestler kitties that I yeah, because I get them from the temple. I trap at the temple.
You're a trap queen.
I'm literally a trapper. I'm a TNR. Like, I basically trap them and spay them. And then I take in the kittens and I get them adopted. So they're
Oh, that's
all
so
in the
sweet.
temple because they're ruining their shots. Like, during the vignettes, they ruin shots because they're like,
So everyone benefits. The cats benefit.
Yes,
the people that adopt
we all-
benefit. The show
yes.
benefits.
It's mutual benefit.
yeah.
Exactly.
And Lucha's given me a very nice donation of food a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
Aw.
It was so nice of them. 'cause
As
the
if you
cats
needed another reason to
enjoy-
love Lucha.
Yeah, like they're acting
animal
tough,
friendly.
but they're sweet to the cats.
I
Yeah.
can't wait to see the Lucha logo with like a cat face.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
And all the money
He
for the
just
sale
has
of this
the
t-shirt
ears.
goes to the Cat Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, my nonprofit's called the Cat Club, thecatclub.org.
Awesome.
Aw.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Share, like, you
Cat
know.
Club with
subscribe?
with C's or K's?
I'm sorry.
Is that the Cat Club with C's or K's?
It's
Spelled with a C.
hold on, my spelling's bad.
It's with a C.
Got it.
It's the round one.
Cat Club.
Years of being around wrestling
C-A-T.
has conditioned me
I
to
know,
think
I'm
that
like-
all words are spelled with K.
Yeah.
Cat Club, you know, like regular spelling.
Like a cat.
Like a
Like a
regular,
meow
like a
cat.
regular cat in a regular
Although
club.
Cobra Moon's name was spelled with a K.
See, there
so
you go.
I get what you're saying.
There you go. There you
You
go.
never
But-
know.
So, the Dial of Doom
Yes.
is going to determine
Moving on.
our opening match for tonight, the Lucha Underground Championship match. It lands on Son of Havoc, and that match starts right now.
Beefy son of Havoc.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
So
got
good.
like those abs.
He's got beefy.
I
Out of
love the
nowhere.
way the chemistry between these two. You know,
Amazing.
it's I love when big ass hosses like Matanza are in there with guys that can do things that are physically impossible.
Yeah.
Like Son of Havoc.
Yeah.
We finally saw, I don't know if we've seen him do it in the show before, but we finally saw
His
that
elbow?
horizontal hanging
Yeah,
elbow.
that
Yes,
off the
which I
rainbow.
tweeted
Classic.
about.
It was incredible. I've been waiting this whole show to see that.
I was wondering
can't
how he'd
remember if we've
work
seen
it in. I was just
Right.
like, how is he gonna make like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come out here and do
I
this.
accidentally
Yeah.
told my boss to shut up during that. I was so
That makes me
impressed.
so-
I was like, "Shut up!" when he was hanging sideways, and they were like, "Oh, okay."
They're like, Rachel, you can't say that.
No, but I did.
But you did.
and I'm fine.
I loved when he jumps off to hit the crossbody. Matanza just stands there and he just bounces. Off
yeah.
Oh, sure.
I was just like, oh man.
Absolutely.
And then he does
That's
like
a
the
big
cartwheel
guy.
off the top rope.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Just,
right,
like,
right.
Insane.
that was fantastic.
Yeah, just absolutely incredible. We eventually see, I mean, an awesome spot. Son of Havoc goes for Tornado DDT,
Yeah.
blocks in the guillotine choke. Eventually, with some back and forth, we see a pop-up Wrath of the Gods, which is one of my favorite moments.
There was one point where he does like a moonsault a splash and a double stomp.
That was my favorite.
All
That
in
was my
sequence.
favorite.
You can ask Mark. My reactions got progressively louder. Like each gasp got progressively louder.
And we've seen all these matches, and I'm still doing that.
Yeah,
Exactly,
it's
right?
incredible. It's like I didn't know a human body could do that.
Or Matanza's, double moonsault.
We were
and I'm
talking
like,
about that.
how is that possible? You're
Yeah.
a giant man monster thing, and like you're like,
I know.
The moonsault, the shooting
His-
star press.
my God, I don't know.
His standing moonsault was like, it looked like he would.
You literally described it as poetry.
It was
earlier
poetry.
Today.
I was texting Tyler and I was like, "Yeah, this is poetry in motion." Like he just stood there and then all of the sudden was in the air.
It's like he
Yeah.
wills himself.
He-
Like he doesn't even jump. He just wills himself to do it.
I will
It's-
moonsault.
It's
Yeah.
like a glitch. Like it's like a
It's
glitch,
a
in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Like, he had this look on his face that reminded me of like Lenny and Mice and Men when he's just carrying like massive amounts of bags and like the dudes are like, I can't even lift these.
Right.
Like, he's just like, huh? Okay.
Exactly.
It worked? Okay. Oh, it worked.
I
Let me
did it.
see.
But yeah, it's absolutely amazing. So I wanted to ask you guys, what are some of your guys' favorite matches, either last season or just over the course of the show in general?
Oh God.
I don't think I could. My favorite match is in this season, so I can't say.
Okay.
My
What-
personal favorite match for myself, since I love talking about myself,
Of course.
is in season 3,
Uh-huh.
which you guys will get to see, and I can't talk about. Damn it.
I know.
But,
this,
Okay, so
this season's
I really love-
really good.
I mean, I am a huge Phoenix and Pentagon fan since
Uh-huh.
we've
I'm
literally.
not.
Anyways,
Oh girl.
since Phoenix and Pentagon and I basically all grew up, I like to say, in AAA together. We all, I mean, before Pentagon was even Pentagon.
Right.
So for me, I love watching them work. Working with them in the 6 to Survive last season was awesome. I mean, I loved watching Rey and Puma.
Right. Sure. Definitely.
And there is some stuff in season 3 that is going to blow your mind.
Oh, absolutely.
And I mean, and I'm talking like the entire roster. It does not stop. You are going to be throwing things at the TV.
I get real violent.
Poetry in motion.
I
But
get
it's
real
like,
violent.
it is in the point, like, I remember just being backstage and be like, what the fuck is going on here?
Sure.
Like, this is
Yeah.
absolutely incredibly insane and pushing the limits and, making these matches that I've never seen anything like it. And the creativity that every single person on that roster has. Everyone comes from a different place. Everyone has a different path that led them to that point. I like to refer to us kind of as like the misfits because we've all have like different stories about being rejected or like this happening or going to these different countries and learning from different people. No one really has that like straight up like, for example, for girls, like I was a model and I became a wrestler. Like, no, we all have like, we all, you know what I mean? Like we all have different paths that led us to this point and stories and, sad moments and great moments. And I think that all of that really creates the magic that happens in that ring. And this season is like, yeah.
It does for
season's
sure.
great.
And yeah, you mentioned Lucha Underground kind of being the misfits and being sort of it's I feel like it's so popular because it presents things so differently. And so I wanted to talk about you working with Brian Cage.
Oh, man.
And just like it's obviously women's wrestling has experienced so many things over the last year or so, but I think so much of that is attributed to, or should be attributed anyway, to Lucha Underground presenting intergender wrestling as completely normal. We can see Taya versus Cage, or we can see Eva Lise versus Mil Muertes, and everyone buys it. No one has a problem with it.
Yeah. And I get asked that a lot. Actually, yesterday I did a questionnaire and they were asking about it, and I was like, intergender wrestling. Lucha Underground is representing Lucha Libre from Mexico. Intergender matches in Mexico have been going on since the beginning of time. Like I've literally in the last 4.5 years probably wrestled 1,000 or more intergender matches with men, women, minis, exoticos, whatever you want to throw in front of me. I've done it. So for me, it's like it wasn't a weird thing when they said, "Yo, Taya," when Johnny was injured and said, "Yo, Taya, you're gonna do you're gonna do this thing," and I was like, "What?" But like, to my surprise, but honestly, it wasn't really that surprising because I was like, "Okay," I knew what I was getting myself into. Obviously, Cage. I mean, Cage is an amazing talent.
Sure.
He's a machine.
He's a machine.
He
I can't
is
say
like
anything.
a machine. I see
Right.
him in the break room. He's
Right.
like,
I bet.
Outside of like Taya and Cage, Kira and Brian get along, and I really like look up to him, and he's like such a good and talented person, and like he has so many ideas when you do matches with him that I'm just like, what? Like what? And then I'm gonna suplex you through these tables.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna superplex you from inside the ring.
Through the game. Oh yeah.
to
I'm
the
also going to
outside.
stand on the
two
first.
tables.
I didn't really get it at first, and I was like, "What?"
How?
And then all the guys are like, "Just put your feet down when he suplexes you through the table. Just put your feet down." Okay, right, whatever.
Sure.
But anyway, it was just so cool, and I'm really happy. And like, I mean, I think that I've kind of broken a lot of stereotypes for what I did going to Mexico and being from where I am from and everything. And had to, like, you know, jump over so many obstacles and prejudice and different horrible situations just to come out on top and be able to really represent the strength that women have in this sport and, you know, represent what I did learn in Mexico on an international level and for the rest of the world to see and for people to, you know, now respect that women, you know what, we're taking over. Sorry, guys.
Oh, yeah.
But I really think, and it really bothers me that a lot of women sometimes get offended by the fact that I wrestle guys. And I'm like, listen,
Really?
bitch, like,
No, they shouldn't.
they
That's
shouldn't.
weird.
They shouldn't.
Oh,
We
do
should
you
all-
hate equality? Oh.
They have a problem
Got
with
it.
it, and I find that so difficult and so weird. I'm sorry if that's wrong of me to say, but you know, we should all be supporting each other. I think all athletes should support each other, and I think all the women should support each other. You know, grown ass women, we bind together and help each other. We don't, you know.
I'm not grown ass. I'm a baby still.
Yeah, but
I'm 5.
you're Holly Meowy. I can't even like.
That's alarming.
But you know what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
Hallelujah. You know, like
There you
I'm
go.
I'm very
Women
proud to be
adorable.
part
She
of
would've
what
put up
Lucha
her
Underground is
hands.
doing for
Yeah,
women's
five.
wrestling and for women in sport as a whole. So
Definitely.
That's so
Absolutely.
dope.
Yeah, that match was one of my favorite matches to this point, for sure. So next up, we go to Dario's office, where Taya and the rest of Worldwide Underground are kind of making some demands.
Yep.
I also love the new role of PJ Black.
Just like
Just
Oh God, I forgot that
reinforcing
he
what
did
says.
that. And me and Johnny were watching it and we were laughing our asses off. I'm sorry, I'm just like down in cough drops because
no.
I'm like dying over
Oh,
here.
please.
So good.
I have a lollipop on the ground.
Okay.
You're fine.
Did Joey Ryan give you the lollipop? Then I would be worried.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
Because that lollipop's been placed.
I'm sure it has like little curly hairs in it.
Ew.
keeping
Oh my
it
God.
subtle.
Yeah.
So
Oh, are
Worldwide
you
Underground.
confused? I'm talking about pubic hair.
No, I got it.
Confused?
No, I
Okay,
got it.
Cool.
I love like they should have had like the
Oh, right.
for the flashback. That would have been
It
amazing.
is
dude.
basically, it's all just a big, like, Wayne's World /
Yeah.
Bill and Ted.
Oh, it's so great.
Uh,
That was
Oh,
the only
God.
thing missing from all of that.
the
was
air
no-
guitar.
Like
Yeah, when I
why?
first saw that, I thought it was very interesting.
I'm the only one that doesn't air guitar, if you notice. I'm always just like,
Oh, that's true.
Wait, this is like a ukulele. What am I doing?
I'm always
That
playing
might
with
be
my
like a,
hair.
that's like
Like slow
a cello.
guitar.
Are you
No,
playing a
that's-
cello?
That's like a mandolin.
Do you have a guitar?
You were
like
playing
the
like an air
mandolin.
mandolin. Like Kenneth Babyface said then.
What a pull.
So Johnny Mundo, he wants a shot at Matanza's Lucha Underground Championship, and Dario is
Won't
not
have it.
having it. El Jefe
Still not getting a shot.
is not one to be
That's a good
demanded.
story.
We get a flashback. I love that we get flashbacks
Yeah.
in Lucha Underground. We get a flashback to the night of Ultima Lucha Dos. You mentioned what you guys did to Angelico. He is one
That
leg
string bean.
one good leg short after having a run-in
Oh.
with a car
I
door.
love how Mundo doesn't have a shirt, but he has the
scarf.
on.
Scarf. Yeah.
Listen,
Absolutely.
Welcome
that
to
is so that
Slam
the,
Town.
that is so
That's
that the
his new
spray tan
thing.
can dry evenly. You know, you never know where he's coming from.
That's so
Absolutely,
smart.
he's coming from Slamtown.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
where he's. It's
It
right next.
rains
It's
spray
right,
tan in Slamtown.
it's right next to Parts Unknown,
Adjacent.
but it's just much more. Yeah, exactly.
Slam Town adjacent.
It's Slamtown to Jace. Right down the 405, Slamtown to Jace.
Love it.
Super hot property.
But Dario clarifies that, you know what, the only person in all of Worldwide Underground that even won at Ultima Lucha is Taya. So you know what? She's going to get a
Yes.
championship opportunity. She's going to get a shot at Sexy Stars.
Against that Rugrat.
Gift of the Gods
Yeah.
title, which, as we learn, has never been successfully defended up to this point.
We did learn
So
that.
it's looking,
I thought that was some foreshadowing.
right? It was
Yeah.
looking pretty good for Taya
Yeah.
at this point.
Until someone.
Until someone. Well, you know what? We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Some bitch.
We'll get to that. But speaking of Ultima Lucha, let's talk about Ultima Lucha Trace for a second.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's just
okay.
start announcing matches.
We have already got a match set for
How
Ultima
about
Lucha
that?
Tres.
I know.
We've got Ivelisse. We've got the baddest bitch in the building. In the
Listen,
ring.
I took that title away from her.
Oh,
if
that's
you would
true.
remember.
That is true. She's the unofficial. You're the official.
Yes,
You're
thank you.
She's
I wanna
giving
clarify
me
that.
fresh
Officially
dye
known.
job with Ivelisse was giving me very fresh hair.
very fresh
Super
hair.
red.
But she's the
good.
self-proclaimed baddest bitch.
Uh-huh.
We know who the real one is.
Thank you.
But she is a little bit chagrined, a little bit miffed.
What's that mean?
She is
Mad.
It's
she-
basically
she's
a
mad.
fake
Like,
word.
Smile
How
like
dare you.
she grinned.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of that actually.
She's angry.
Oh.
It's take that.
She's
flip
feeling
it.
a little
Okay.
Take that grin, turn it upside down.
Discouraged.
That's chagrined.
Okay.
Yeah.
Discouraged.
discouraged.
Ty's a grandpa.
So,
Super chagrined.
so she's upset that Katrina has cost her both Ultima Lucha matches at the end of both seasons. So she's gonna deal with this. She's gonna get her first Ultima Lucha win. She's gonna deal with this. She's gonna kill two birds with one stone. She challenges Katrina for a match at Ultima Lucha Tres in, as we said, 39 weeks.
Yeah.
Build up.
So.
What if we never see either of them the rest of the season?
Yeah.
Right,
That's it.
exactly.
Show up.
But of course, Katrina, being who she be, doing what she do, she
She
teleports
vanished.
right in. She teleports right in and has some words.
Yeah.
Those words being, "Bring it on,
Bitch."
bitch,"
And then she
Uh-huh.
shows a rock.
and then the rock.
She has some words. She has some rocks.
She has some rocks. She gets those rocks off, and then just vanishes right back out, just the way she came. Just out the.
A rock. What is it, like kryptonite? Or...
Kinda.
it's earthquake rubble.
rubble.
It's
It's
like
rubble
God's
from-
litter box. That's where the rocks are from.
That's what it is.
It's super special.
BTS secrets, y'all.
Oh man.
That's an AfterBuzz exclusive.
What do you think they're gonna do? How do you think they're gonna? I don't feel like it's gonna be a straightforward. Like I think there's gonna be a lot of deviation in their storylines.
Sure.
Up until Ultimate.
And I
Ultimate.
think that would make sense. I
Yeah.
think if we're already getting where this story ends, if we're getting a match announced for Ultima Lucha Tres, it makes sense that they might take some detours along the way.
Yeah.
As long as we get like an Ultimate Warrior in the mirror promo.
Oh
where, like,
man.
Ivelisse is like putting on makeup and she looks up and Katrina's in the mirror. And then she
She's
disappears.
magical.
Turns
Yeah.
around.
You
and-
never
You
know.
never know
Mirror.
what she's gonna
That'd
do.
be
Or like
Exactly.
Who is the
finds that
baddest
portrait.
bitch of them all?
Dude, it's already.
And
guys,
Katrina's
they're
like,
like
"I
writing
am."
an episode right now. It's amazing.
It's classic. There you
Wow.
go.
She finds that portrait and she's just like, huh. And then like the eyes follow her like the Haunted
Yes.
Mansion.
Right?
You know?
Oh,
It's
man.
what is going
Like the
on?
That's-
portraits in Harry Potter, you know, the ones
Yeah.
that like
Exactly.
magical
exactly.
portraits.
See, that's how it's if Katrina ever meets her demise on Lucha Underground, it should be like a Dorian Gray type of
Yes,
situation.
she's
Shows her
gonna
the
get stuck in a
portrait,
picture,
ages into a skeleton.
or she just turns into salt.
Right.
I like that.
She's like, cool.
So, guys, we're just fantasy booking the whole season. It's all right. We're fine.
I love
no
it.
need to watch. No, kidding.
Next up, we've got, for the Gift of the Gods Championship, the lovely and talented Taya taking on the reigning and defending champion,
Wah, wah,
Sexy
wah.
Star.
No one cares. Okay.
Now, tell me about this match. Tell me about working with Sexy Star.
How hard does she hit? It looks like she hits pretty hard.
Well, she's very bony.
Are we in kayfabe or are we not? Like,
No, we're not. To
No,
be
no, no.
fair,
No, I've worked with
we've had
Sexy Star.
Carly. We've had Carly in studio,
Duh.
not Katrina.
I've worked with Sexy Lots.
Mm-hmm.
I can call her Dulce now, I guess, right? I've worked with Dulce Lots in Mexico as partners.
Okay.
So Lucha Underground, because she was a heel in AAA. She was never a face with me. So Lucha Underground was the first time that we actually got to face each other. I think other than maybe like one sort of exhibition show or something along in my time there. Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't dulce mean caramel in Spanish?
Candy.
Oh,
Sweet.
Candy.
Sweet candy.
Okay, I knew something.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, you
No,
do
working
speak
with-
Spanish.
I do. See.
Working with Sexy is honestly like super fun. And you know, one sad fun fact about that show, and I will give Sexy so much credit, when that show was filmed, my sister had passed away like 2 days before. So that day, I was having literally like the worst sort of like trying to pull it together stuff. And I will give Sexy Star, Dulce, and the entire staff of Lucha Underground a huge credit and thank you, because if it wasn't for them, I was just like, and there were moments in that match when I watched it last night, where I really felt like I was watching Kira. I wasn't watching Taya just because I knew. I mean, like, you guys probably didn't even notice. But
Sure, no. Now
Right?
we're going to go back and
I'm gonna
watch
rewatch
it.
it.
just
yeah.
facial expressions, like little things that I did that were a little bit different. But no, like working with Sexy, I've been working with her for over 4 years now. I have total respect for her. We both, grew up a lot in the last few years, especially with Lucha Underground and the transitions in our careers and our personal lives. And nothing but respect for her. And she really helped me out that day. So it was great.
Dope. That's great to hear.
Yeah, her and I just have entire conversations in sign language.
Whoa.
Do you?
Can I borrow?
And Sexy goes like this.
You're
Yeah.
You're curling.
Yeah.
higher
And then Sexy comes to me and goes,
you.
"¿Qué dice la güera?" Like, she has no idea. It's
Like, and I'll talk to her. Like, I think she's understanding, but she's just like this, and I'm still talking, and she has no idea what I mean.
Very polite.
So this is like our relationship. But it's really I love her.
Yeah.
But it's very like an alien kind of relationship.
Cool.
Yeah.
You know. You
Sure.
know what I mean? Like when you're on another planet and you meet someone and you don't speak the same language. It's
Sure.
like an alien.
Every time I'm on a different planet, I'm like,
Every
how
time.
am I supposed to communicate? Like,
Yeah.
This is
Why
how
can't-
Holly and
Cat
Sexy
communicating
Starfield.
is hard.
Why can't we get these signs in English, guys?
I get it now.
This is our galaxy.
I get it now.
Everyone needs to speak it.
I loved your face off in this match, and then after the slap, you just gave this look as you like wiped your lip. That was just like
Because
oh,
that wasn't
damn.
supposed to happen. No, it was very unexpected. And it was, I was just literally, like I said, I was in such a like weird spot that day, like on a personal level. Like I was frustrated and pissed off and sad. I mean, everyone who's ever gone through loss understands, but you still have to work sometimes. And I don't want to get emotional right now. So it was an interesting match because I was just like so fired up just because I was like, I need to wrestle, like I need to do this. I need to pull it together. This is what Bria would want. Like, blah, she would not want me to be like, oh, like crying upstairs.
Sure.
I'll do that after, and so when she slapped me, it was just like one of those, I think it almost woke me up because I was kind of just like in my little, going through the motions almost. And it was like, oh shit, okay, bam! And I was like, and then it just kind of like, that kind of really set off the fire that kept us.
Do you
the
think
rhythm
that's
through the
why
match.
she did it? Do you think she could sense it, or do you think it was just an impromptu thing that
That's
she...
just like what we do. We just slap the shit out of each other sometimes.
Well, that's
Just
the thing.
girlfriends. Just what girlfriends do.
We've talked about this
Yeah.
before in wrestling. Yeah, your closest friends; those are the ones you hit
hit
oh
hard,
yeah,
hit
and
the
because like,
hardest.
there's
Yeah.
so much confidence. Like wrestling is a sport where you need the other person. I can't wrestle by myself.
Right.
So there needs to be like that camaraderie and friendship and trust. Like I can't do things without her. She can't do things without me. So they have like this level, and she knew what I was going through. Obviously, that whole entire day, she knew the day it happened. You know what I mean? So I think that she was being very respectful and stuff. But when she's like, "Let's go, bitch!" Bam! Like,
time to
let's
work.
go. Here we go. And we did it. So I mean, that was like
Well, it was a fantastic match.
Thank you very
Absolutely,
much.
yeah.
Thank you.
How do you feel about her taking her mask off? Because she doesn't wrestle with the mask now, right?
Well, she
Wait,
hasn't been
what?
wrestling. She's training. Her husband is a professional boxer, Johnny Gonzalez, and she is going to train for her first boxing match. So
shit.
she unmasked herself, which in Mexico is really crazy because the Mexican culture with the mask is like there's so much respect and story and history behind them. People, hand them down through their families and all sorts of stuff. So when she did it, it really caught the Lucha Libre world by surprise.
Yeah, definitely.
But this is something I know that Dulce has wanted to do for a long time. And I think that, when you really want something, you have to go after it. And I don't think anybody else would have the balls to do it. And she did it. And she's going to do it. She's going to do fine. We'll see what happens when I can't wait to be there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, she's
Now-
going to let us know. I have no idea when she's fighting, but it should be very interesting. And I'm excited. And I know she's working really, really hard to get ready for it. So.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's exciting to hear.
But
That's-
she's keeping her mask on for Lucha, though, right?
I would think so.
Right.
Just the character.
right.
The character for the character, yeah.
Okay.
But right now in Mexico, she's not wrestling. From what I understand, she's just preparing for her professional boxing
Okay.
match. Her husband is her trainer, and she's been training her little butt off. So, yeah.
Does that
That's not
make her
easy.
like the first female dual sport, like Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar kind of thing?
Oh,
like,
might be.
Do you mean CM Punk?
Which, by the way, I'm gonna be in Cleveland for that.
Are you?
Are you?
Oh,
Did you
man.
see his weigh-in?
No.
He's so scrawny. He looks.
Does he look really skinny?
He looks like a homeless man. I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong.
So
I didn't see
bad
it.
on
I
homeless
didn't see it.
people. That's where I was in the beginning of this
Hey,
whole
no, no,
thing.
no.
It's true.
There's
So
no,
famous
true.
being found.
there's no shade, no tea here. I'm just saying he does look like he should be carrying like a stick with
A vagabond.
A bindle?
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
bindle.
That's
The
definitely
hobo
shade.
bindle.
Yeah.
But I'm very
I
excited.
can't say that I'm not into
That's shade
it.
for sure.
I can't say that I'm not into it.
I know
Me,
you are.
it will be me, Johnny Mundo, and Son of Havoc at UFC 203
Awesome.
That's awesome.
on
So
Saturday.
Amazing.
So we will be having a good time
Now,
watching that live.
We've talked about communicating or communicating.
Yeah,
as it
communicating.
were.
Yeah.
Do you speak? Are you fluent in Spanish?
Now I speak fluent Spanish. I
Okay.
speak like
Wow.
this really crazy white girl Mexico City Spanish
Okay.
with all the slang and swear words.
Awesome. Of course. You can't
Yeah,
not have those.
yeah. Te
Did-
puedo hablar muchas groserías en español si quieres.
See, there you go.
Ooh,
Now,
words.
did you when you first started training with AAA? How much Spanish?
I spoke
did you speak?
nothing.
So tell me about that language barrier, because I know wrestling. Obviously, there's a lot of body language. There's a lot of kind
Talking
of
and communication involved, right?
acting things out.
Yeah, I do not know. Sometimes I think back on it and I'm like, how did I even like fucking do that?
Right.
That's crazy.
Right.
I didn't speak a word of Spanish. I didn't understand that, like, I didn't know the style because it's completely different. As many people say that they're doing lucha in the States now because it's become a trendy thing.
And you're doing lots of arm drags and.
It doesn't, it's not it. It's
Right.
totally different. And so go to Mexico and learn the real thing because that is something else. I really don't know how I did it. I slowly but surely learned over just speaking. I'm such a talkative and outgoing person, and I would get fucking pissed when people would talk shit about me, and I'm like, bitch, I know you're saying shit about me. And I couldn't defend myself. I couldn't defend myself, and part of the culture there can be very aggressive.
Sure.
And so I had to be, I had to be on my game. So I learned, and I learned fast because I was not having any of it. And I speak French at home, too, with my family because we're from Switzerland.
Oh,
so
okay.
that really helped me transition into speaking Spanish for sure, 120%. So, I mean, I was, within 6 to 8 months, I was speaking pretty good.
No way.
Yeah.
How did you learn? Like,
yeah,
were you
did
just
you-
like
I just
straight
listened.
up.
from talking to
I was
people?
survival. It's,
Yeah.
how are you supposed to, order stuff from the store or pay for things or ask for directions? You can't. And let alone be in a match while I'm trying to learn money, trying to, work to get a job, to get a full-time job, and I can't speak the language. How am I going to do interviews? How am I going
Right.
to sell myself as a performer? It just doesn't work. So I had to do it, and I did it. So.
Wow.
There you go.
Dope.
Well, it was a long way around. Let's get to the end of this match.
Oh,
Let's get to
right.
the end of this
Lucha.
championship
Sorry for
match.
just having a tie
Oh
moment.
no, it's
Sorry.
incredible.
I was so
This is-
engaged. I was like, I forgot where I was. I was just
Absolutely.
like, oh.
Exactly. Yeah, we're still talking the season 3 premiere.
season
If
3.
you're just joining us. So yeah, the Worldwide Underground comes out. Of course, some miscommunications are bound to happen. We end up seeing the double knees delivered accidentally to the
Oh.
face of Johnny Mundo.
His poor, cute face.
I know.
Sexy Star capitalizes with an inside cradle to be the first person ever to retain the Gift of the Gods championship.
I mean, good for her.
Do you want to be friends after this? Or...
No. She sucks and I hated it.
Okay, there we go.
Of course, we get a 4-on-1 beatdown from Worldwide Underground. That brings out the new trios champions, Phoenix, Drago, and Aerostar.
The smiley, animals from outer space. I don't know what else you want
Yeah.
to call them. Like,
Yeah.
What does he call him? Like Fire, Space, and Fury or something like that?
it was one of those.
Yeah,
I like
something
the-
we're
like
just
that.
the best of friends
The super-
that anybody could be.
They're the super friends.
We're the very best friends.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly. Next up, we go back to Dario's office. One of my favorite places
loved this.
to go back to. He's on the phone. He's talking about how he met a lot of really cool guys.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
met a lot of really cool guys on the
That's
inside.
so sweet.
Which is awesome. I hope,
I hope we get flashback vignettes of those.
in my heart of hearts, I literally just want him to be like being sincere and genuine, and he just made a lot of really lasting, meaningful friendships.
Yeah, like he was going through a lot at the time. Like he didn't know why he was there. He felt really uncertain about
He
his
opened
place
up
in the
his
world.
soul.
Sure.
And he found
His-
somebody
He
who
got
would really
like
listen to him.
he got off like coke, and he's got a sponsor now.
Yeah.
Like he gave his commissary to somebody else, and they became friends.
Exactly.
He goes, I'm off murder now.
I'm on murder.
I've decided that that's in my past.
Yeah.
I quit murder cold turkey.
I mean, the way that he
It's
did
one day at a
deliver
time.
that, that you need to count faster. In the first match, that was sincere.
great.
That was the most sincere I've ever seen him.
I love him.
Just, I know.
That was
Yeah.
I know.
that was
fan.
Luis talking to Rick Knox. That
I
was
know.
not
He
Dario.
looked at him and went, "You need to count faster." I loved it.
So, yeah, so
I'm so glad Lucha's back. Can I just say?
We're in Dario's office.
Next week.
We get
God.
Marty the Moth showing up.
creepy.
Still creepy.
Still
He gets
dandy
creepy.
style.
I think he's been
He is
getting
creepy.
gradually creepier
Oh, for sure.
and at a very fast pace.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
episode by episode. It's very.
He's like Pac-Man. He's just eating creepy.
I think
Exactly.
it's because he cracked his head open.
It might
Yeah.
be.
It's because of
It's
that.
It's because
Yeah.
of season 1.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
I was with him.
full circle.
So it's exactly. So it all comes full circle. Time's a flat circle.
Yeah.
But I love
Doesn't
it.
exist.
You mentioned when we were talking earlier that inside knock.
Oh,
Was it-
so good. I hope that wasn't written and he just decided to do
Oh,
that.
I agree.
Where he closed the door
and then he was like
then knocked.
knocking.
I was like,
I agree.
oh.
I actually think he did that.
That was brilliant.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
Marty, yeah.
But yeah, we learn a
He's
little
got
bit.
it.
That was
He's
we,
got his character
very
down,
smart.
down, down.
we
Good.
we learn a little bit more about the Martinez family. They were very generous to Dario while he was on the inside.
Yeah.
But that's the last we
Rich
need.
family.
That's the last exactly. Well, we've seen in some of Marty's vignettes that he is very well off.
Yeah.
Like he's very
He's dandy.
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
He's dandy.
It's
He's
like
rich.
He's dandy
He's-
from
that's
Freak Show.
that's what
Oh,
we've
that's
been
so
saying.
true.
Wait, like he's rich, like a trust fund child?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
Like
We've-
a spoiled little
Do
boy.
you watch the show?
I do. All the
When
time.
he
I
first-
just watched yesterday
Well,
twice.
When he first abducted Sexy Star, we got a little bit of the inside of the Martinez household, and it was
Yeah.
very well furnished. It was
He
very.
only
totally
wears
is Danny. Like I didn't even
panties. I don't
think
know,
about
you're-
that.
Yeah.
I thought he couldn't afford
I love
pants.
Freak Show
That's
too.
The
why.
first time,
So
it's
good.
so
No,
good.
that's a choice.
The first time Jimbo said that, it blew my mind because that's exactly what
really
it is.
What I missed.
Even he like
I
tweeted.
want to play.
Like,
Dandy.
like, even he tweeted, it was
yeah.
like,
Dandy
oh,
Mop.
Dandy,
Yeah.
good call. And I was just like, oh, man, like, you get it.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly.
Like, not only are you listening to our show, but you're
But it's he's
Totally.
psychotic, he's creepy, he's entitled, he's spoiled, he's used to getting everything he wants, even if that means literally owning another human soul. It's fine.
That's
And
fine.
no pants.
And
Yeah.
no pants.
No
No,
pants.
not owning
You
a
don't
pair of
need pants when you got all that cash warm in your pockets.
What?
didn't
But
know-
if you don't
I
have
didn't know
pants,
like
where
I've
we were going
always
with that.
said.
but if you don't
There's
have
no
pants,
pockets.
you don't have pockets.
Unless
Just let it be.
Just let it be. So
Air pocket.
Yeah,
Marty,
yeah.
Marty
Yes.
wants to conquer the temple. He wants to conquer the temple in season 3, but Dario knows that Killshot is not quite done with him because he has those dog tags still around his neck.
Then he tried to eat the dog tags.
Then he tried to eat the dog tags.
Which is,
I-
you know,
Like you do.
why not?
That's fine.
why
Got
are
your
they
gold
called
medal,
cat
like your
tags?
dog tag.
They should be called cat tags.
Well, yeah.
I feel like they're being
I want-
prejudiced.
Yeah,
these
super
guys come from?
prejudiced. For sure.
Exactly.
For sure.
So
I
Dario.
love
Prejudice.
Prejudice.
boy.
I tried. It was a stretch, but I tried.
So Dario, to settle this matter, he finally makes what's called a weapons of mass destruction match.
Amazing.
Now, what do we think?
I think it's gonna be his dial with different weapons, and he's just gonna spin
Ooh,
it and be like,
interesting.
"You
So
get a
dope.
casket. You
You
get
get a casket.
You get a tank."
You get a basket.
Yeah.
And Holly wheels it out.
Yeah.
Just full of kittens.
I know it said chainsaw, but look, cats.
It's a chainsaw. When you pull it, it's like purr. Purr. No. I loved how after he made this match and Marty like bites the dog tags all creepy, Dario's face is like,
face.
shit, what did I do?
Dario, yeah,
He's
exactly.
like laughing with him, and then all of a
Marty's-
sudden he's
He's
like,
like,
oh, yeah.
Marty's
Yeah, exactly.
creepy.
He's like,
Marty's creepy enough to put Dario on edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a guy that's ordered a guy's head to be eaten
Yeah.
in this show before.
He's like, you see this statue? I murdered my mother with it.
I murdered-
I keep it on my
I was
desk.
for really like bulls.
Love it.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Spooky.
Too spooky for me. It's too
I will
spooky.
eat your soul too.
Oh, it's amazing. So we've got that to look forward to. Weapons of mass destruction match. Let's talk about our main event. Our what Dario made at the top of the show. Rey Mysterio Jr. taking on Pentagon Dark. A little bit of a dream match scenario because these
he
men.
now has 0 huevos. Because of me.
I know what that means. That means eggs.
Also means balls. After I kicked him in the balls at Triple
Okay.
Mania.
exactly.
I'm
And
sorry.
eggs and balls are the same, right?
Yeah.
As
Sure.
in
It's like
Spanish.
slang.
You know what? Kind of. In like a biological way. Yeah, that's true.
You
Eggs and
nailed
balls.
it.
The
You nailed
balls
it.
and the
Eggs and
Sarah.
balls
Yeah.
and eggs and balls.
Huevos.
Bye.
Jay, you're gonna make the little.
Well, the eggs live inside the whale.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, they do. They do.
If you're a scientist like me.
Yeah,
So-
well,
You know
I didn't go to
those
school for it
things.
like you did, so I don't know.
So let's talk about this match.
Let's talk about how crazy in shape Ray is.
Oh my God!
And
Dude
his
is-
gear.
Yeah. His
I was
gear.
like, Ray is jacked,
Dude.
and he's got a singlet. Like,
Dude's
what is
jacked to
going on?
shit. He's wearing the original, the OG Rey Mysterio
So
mask.
beautiful.
And
He's
did you
just Ray
notice
Ray.
that, like, when he took that
Right.
mask off, like his mask was like a modern version of that one?
Yeah.
like he had
Clearly.
like, yeah,
Absolutely.
like,
That's dad's,
the same,
right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes,
the same,
exactly.
the same green and
She
like
watched.
a mohawk and everything.
I
Right.
watched.
Hey, she
Or
knows.
maybe his uncle. It might have been his uncle. It might have been his.
It was his uncle.
It was his uncle. It was his uncle. But it's the family. It's the family lineage. It's still there.
Family mask.
Exactly. It's,
Yeah.
it's
Family matters.
family mask.
As they say in Mexico, una dinastía.
There you
From
go.
a dynasty.
Exactly.
In a way,
Um,
we're all wearing a family mask.
You're
Yeah,
right.
because we
Go
look
on.
like our moms.
That's true. I look just
Not
like
our
them.
dads though.
No.
Just our
Yeah,
moms.
not our dads.
So
There's
let's,
something there.
one of my absolute favorite. Let's talk about this top rope Rana from
Yeah.
the absolute. It's the Jericho spike for ECW fans from the very very tip top rope.
Crazy.
Absolutely amazing. One of my favorite moves
top.
to see. Tip top. But that pump handle driver that Pentagon Jr. likes to use.
Welcome to Mexico.
Good lord, is that what it's called?
Well, because like
I've taken it. It's not so fun.
When,
No.
It doesn't look
It
fun.
looks incredibly painful.
when Shingo would do it, he called it "Made in Japan."
Oh, okay.
And then like when Delirious does it, he calls it like the "Here it is." So I'm just like, call it "Welcome to Mexico."
There we go. Exactly.
He calls
it
his
is.
Canadian destroyer like a Mexican destroyer or
Right,
something
yeah.
like that.
Right.
So everything he just
Yeah.
puts. Oh, Pentagon. You just put the word Mexico in all your stuff. It's really
So
not that
appropriate.
The
original.
package pal driver is the 3-up, 3-down driver, though, right?
Oh, right.
what they
Exactly.
call that thing?
Exactly. So I mean, just stuff happening.
That's stupid.
That's It's going back and forth the whole time. We see
Love you.
a missed 619, huge super kick, just lots of amazing super
man.
kicks
A lot of
in
super
this
kicks.
match.
Yeah.
Even a super kick party reference from Matt Striker.
Those gunshot sound chops.
Oh, with
So
the baseball.
bad.
Also,
pitch.
not so fun.
Oh,
Not so
man.
fun.
So
Like,
bad. That sounded so
I just like
deep.
as soon as he hit the first one, I was like, "Oh, the gunshot chops are back."
Exactly. But of course, Pentagon Dark could not be in the temple without getting in his former Dark Master's face. Gets in gets in Vampiro's
Vamps.
face.
So
Vampiro.
emotional.
Vampiro is having none of it. He has to leave.
He leaves. Like, he
altogether.
storms
I
off.
can't be here right now.
He can't take it, man.
Can't be
It's
here
too
right
stressful
He
for
can't
him.
take
now.
it.
The emotions are too real.
Exactly. They're running high, and he gets distracted. And as Mark and I mentioned as we were watching this, Rey Mysterio he pulled a little PlayStation maneuver. He stole his opponent's finisher, came off that middle rope with the
Did the
Mexican
Mexican destroyer.
Exactly. Beats him with one of his own signature moves.
Did not expect that to happen.
No, exactly
No, I
right.
didn't see it happening.
Did you think at one point the Pentagon was going to successfully break Rey's arm after the match, though?
No.
No, I did not think he was gonna break his arm.
I was like,
It's
no,
Rey.
not at the beginning
Rey's
of
magic.
season 3.
Ray has arms. They can be broken.
Not-
He's magical.
he's not-
He's the king of Lucha Libre.
Yeah,
Like,
Sure.
not the boy, not the number one boy man.
The number one.
Number
That's
one
what
boy
that's what
man.
everyone calls him, guys.
Because he's like 25 forever.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
you're
on
just
all
like,
of his
oh, I know.
t-shirts.
He's
Every time
adorable.
I heard him cut that promo before the premiere, obviously, where he was like, "I'm gonna beat everybody." He announces the Pentagon Dark match, and I closed my eyes for a second, and I was like, "Oh, you're still 17. Wow,
Right.
that's dope."
Exactly.
He's
He's just been
timeless.
doing it forever. He'll
He's a
never
gem.
die. He too, just like Katrina, has a portrait somewhere of him that's
He'll never
aging.
die.
He is taking some sort of secret serum that we
Yeah,
don't. You know what I
he
mean? Like,
uses oil of Olay on his skin.
That's a good tip. That's not
That's a
a
pro
bad
Or
tip.
Vaseline.
That's a
we
pro
don't
tip.
know.
We don't know, something.
He just soaks himself in petroleum jelly
Yeah,
every
like
night.
He's magic. It's Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
it's
all you can say.
mysterious.
It's mysterious.
Mysterious.
Exactly. Oh, there you go. Dragon Azteca Jr. Pentagon Jr. Pentagon Dark goes to break Rey's arm. Dragon Azteca Jr. makes the save, also sporting kind of almost like an Iverson sleeve on his
I
formerly
hurt
broken
my
arm.
arm.
You know what? It's fine now.
Yeah.
But he makes the save and runs
Oh,
Pentagon
little
Dark
dragon.
off. Exactly.
I know he did
Little
seem
wee
super
dragon
yeah,
Azteca.
he seems so rowdy. He's such a little juvenile delinquent.
He just came out of the streets of Tijuana.
yeah,
like, you know.
and his hoodie. I really appreciated the hoodie.
Of course.
Yeah, I was like, I love a ready-wear wrestler. I love it.
Love him.
I'm here for it.
He's so talented too.
Now the return
yeah.
of Lucha Underground also meant the return of the post or actually mid-credit scenes. These are always like
these are so
typically
good.
our favorite parts of the
Yeah.
episode, the scenes that happen during the credits.
Uh-huh.
'Cause you never know. You could see someone get their head eaten. You could see
It's always a surprise.
You could see a
Yeah.
literal, real, actual dragon breathing fire.
Or you could think you changed the channel and it's now an after-school special.
Oh man, that's exactly. I
When
wrote
that
here
music
the
hit,
music.
I was like, is it an after-school special? What
The
just
music
happened
during
right now?
this was straight up NBC. The more
More
you
you
know.
know, yeah.
It was so like gentle piano, but Puma, he lost to Rey Mysterio Jr. Ultimo
He has a little
Luchador.
flashback in his head.
He's brooding.
Oh,
he
he's
is
so broody.
He's not
He's
happy.
so sad.
He should have just
He's
been
a
doing
sad
curls.
kitty. Well,
Yeah.
he's
He's a
a
sad
triple
kitty.
flipper.
He does not do a triple flip.
Yes, he does.
No, he does not. We argue about this all the time.
Me and Johnny Mundo have a bet.
Uh-huh.
So I told him Prince Puma does a triple flip, and he's like, no, he does not. And
Okay.
I'm like, yes, he does. I've counted it. I can count.
It's like a one and a
It's
half.
like 2 1/4, isn't
So
it?
I have to do like something for Johnny, like a movie or something. And then if I lose,
Uh-huh.
but if
Oh,
he loses,
damn.
he has to take one of my cats. Like one of my kittens for adoption.
Can't
and
you
give
just
it to Taya.
can't you just watch Prince Puma
Thanks so much. Great. Yeah.
Can't you just watch one of Prince Puma's matches in slow-mo
I
and
feel
decide
like
the winner
that's-
of the bet?
I think
She
I've
says that she
watched
has.
it so many times that I counted
And she
1, 2, 3, and I counted in Spanish and English,
Oh, no,
and
no,
it's still
it
the
does.
same.
I feel like it would be 2 1/2 if
Multilingual.
anything, right?
It is not 3 flips.
It's 3.
It's not
uno,
3.
dos, tres.
It's not 3.
Done.
We talked about this for hours the other day.
What's 630
Yeah.
divided by
I know, we
360, guys?
12.
That's the. Well, he flips 12 times. That's the answer we
Wow.
arrived at.
No, the best was Holly. Holly's like, he's the triple flip. No, Holly. No.
He's
But
the triple
Taya,
flipper.
I swear I've watched it. It's 3.
It's
no.
3.
He's a trip flip.
He's the
But
triple flipper.
if he flipped 3
I
times,
bet dolphins would love him.
Oh,
wouldn't,
I bet.
wouldn't he just land back on his feet? If he flipped 3 times?
No, he
Like a
goes
kitty?
like that, like that.
Right.
Show us.
That's 1.
Just show us on
Yeah,
show us
okay.
on the man.
Show us on the doll.
Oh,
where-
God, your head's
Oh! Oh my God! What's happening?
You're
He's
connected.
throwing
Like
things at you.
flying at me. Oh.
You have to take the headset off.
How many do you have of him?
No, that's not him.
Enough.
That's just like a.
It's kind of him.
Okay.
It's him enough.
Yes.
Right? We don't.
I
have
don't wanna-
Do you not have
Well-
a Taya Barbie?
Ooh.
We
Do
gotta
I need
make
to
one.
bring you guys a Taya Barbie the next time?
you have
Absolutely.
Please. Oh my God.
Okay. So let's see
All right,
this
here
this
it is.
630.
Okay, so here's the ring.
Got
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so here's this side. This is what he normally likes, I
Uh-huh.
think. So he climbs up and he's like, hey. And
Oh my
he's
God.
like, hey, I'm gonna get you. And he turns around so his butt faces this way.
Okay.
Hopefully he doesn't fart. And then he
I hope not.
he jumps up and he goes 1,
He goes backwards? No, he
2,
doesn't go backwards.
Yeah, what-
3.
That seems like-
That's how he does it.
No,
Not that slow.
Brenda.
Okay,
That's not that
let's see Taya's version. Let's see. He starts on the top. Starts on the
Okay.
top.
Okay.
Okay.
What
On the top, and he's facing in the ring. He's not facing out of the ring.
Not booty first.
Got
He's
it.
not booty
He's not
popping.
booty.
No.
He's not doing the fucking wiggle before. No. And he goes up. He goes whoosh, 1, 2, and in the
3.
second, he lands kind of like on his butt back. Bam.
So maybe it's like a 2.5.
Uh-huh.
Everyone wins.
It's 3.
So
No.
you have to be in a movie and he has to take the cat.
I think
Meow.
Holly's convinced.
3.
Oh man.
Three.
Well, that
Anyways.
was this show got way more visual.
I loved it.
Guys, if you're listening,
This is amazing.
I am
like
a visual
listening.
learner.
if you're listening on iTunes, be sure to check out the YouTube version of this show because you're missing all sorts of
we
magic
got dolls.
in the studio. So guys, that brings us to the end of this episode. What can you guys tell us? I know you can't say much.
No.
What can you tell us about what we can expect for the rest of season 3? from
wanna go
either from either the beautiful Brenda or from Taya.
I don't know if we could talk.
Well,
about this.
anyway.
Can you vaguely hint at things?
I want to say that I
I
think
want
that.
her to get in trouble first.
Okay, I'll do.
I got in trouble 2 days ago for something that I didn't even do.
Okay, anyways, I think that obviously in season 2 you saw a lot of like development in Taya and how I wrestled and my character development.
Sure.
And I think in season 3 that keeps going, and I think you see a darker, less bubblegum, more Ruda is
Sure.
basically all I can say. And I think that yeah, you guys are gonna be pleasantly surprised by the matches that I'm gonna have. The way that Worldwide Underground continues to be awesome, continues to air guitar, and continues to have the sweetest man buns around. Okay, and that
Yes.
is all.
Of course, of course.
Can you
Holly?
please tell me if Dario ever takes his shirt off?
I can't say because I literally don't even know.
that wife beater may have been as close as we can get.
A girl can dream.
You want a
We've
calendar,
seen him
don't
with
you?
his shirt off.
Yeah.
We saw him last week.
Really? Well, how was it? Tell me.
no,
How
did
was
we?
it? Was it okay?
It was like 2 days ago.
Was it okay?
He has
Was
a
it-
sailboat. We went sailing with Dario.
And we didn't go on Gilligan's Island, but we almost did. He crashed on us.
Oh
He's
boy.
kind of, the sailing is not his thing.
All right, all
But
right.
he owns it.
The murdering is his thing. We went over
Yeah.
He
those.
likes to murder people and then take, you know, the Worldwide Underground, Famous Bee, the Beautiful Brenda on a booze cruise. You know, it's fun.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
And who doesn't want to
it's
see
like-
Dario sailing?
It's like Dexter
I do.
style. It's like
great.
Dexter
He
style.
is the
It's
captain.
amazing. He's the
but
captain.
It's intense. Like everything, he's intense. You know, he's a
When
very
he's-
intense person. He's actually that's him.
When he's
very
camping, he's intense.
That is such good news.
He's very
He's like the
intense
Dos
on the
Equis guy.
boat.
Oh my god, el hombre más
It
interesante del
got
mundo.
scary.
Oh,
What does that mean?
That means the most interesting man in the world. That's what
Yes, he is.
Dos Equis.
Dos
I'm
Equis, el hombre más
obsessed with
interesante
him.
del mundo.
I know.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
Yes.
I know I'm gonna meet him one day and
So
just
with his shirt
cry.
off, he has a little Furby. I'm just letting you know.
Does that like a little
Furby.
fuzz?
Just a little Furby.
Stop making me fall in love with somebody I don't know.
No. Went real off the rails. So what about outside the temple? What do you guys have going on the rest of this
I know
year?
there's a premiere thing tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Yeah, at
oh.
Paley Fest. Yeah, let's put that
So
over.
So
I
cool.
am going to the Paley Center. I keep calling it Palais Center, but it's the
Fancy.
Paley.
If you're fancy.
Palais,
if you're
pink is
nasty.
up. The Paley Center, and we're doing a panel and discussing season 3 and different stuff with Rey Network.
Okay.
And then for me, I recently obviously just moved to Los Angeles.
Sure.
I continue to work for AAA, but I am going there for the TV events only. I will not be doing any more of their house shows. I go to Cancun actually in 2 weeks to go do a TV with them. And I'm traveling all over states doing different stuff. I'm actually have my debut in Japan.
Ooh.
October 26th.
Look at that. Congratulations
Konnichiwa.
for
Congratulations.
She's trilingual.
Right?
With AAA, we're actually going for one show. I'm going to Tokyo for one day.
Wow,
Oh my
okay.
goodness.
I'm so excited. I mean, this is going to be a crazy opportunity for me. I've been wanting this for so long, so I'm really happy. So yeah, there's all sorts of really fun stuff coming in, you know, for me, and I'm just going to be trying to go as worldwide as possible with Taya and see what happens. And everyone can follow me on my social media and my Twitter and my Facebook. Facebook.com/Taya Valkyrie, and at my Twitter and Instagram are at the Taya Valkyrie, and find out where all my next shows are and stuff. Like I'll be in San Antonio on Sunday at the San Antonio Bash, and yeah, all sorts of really fun stuff coming up. So
Awesome. Awesome.
Very
Holly, what
excited.
about you? What do you got going
Well,
on?
I have the Cat Club. We're
Cat Club.
actually a reality show with a bunch of girls.
Okay.
And we're working on that right now. We're in production. So I'm doing that with my girls, and we have a ton of cats for adoption. We go to
Adopt
different
them.
events. Adopt now. Adopt right now. But, you know, we're trying to make LA no-kill situation. And so we have a bunch of events coming up, and just, you know, that's pretty much what I'm doing.
yeah,
But
There you
cats.
go.
I'm very into the cats.
As
So-
we caught
Very
that.
into the
Before
cat.
We got that.
Before we get out, have
Yeah.
you ever met Mr. Money?
I have met Mr. Money.
Have you?
Mr. Money.
Oh God, this I could talk a whole other show about my Ted Hart.
Mr. Money is
Oh.
Teddy
Experiences.
Hart's cat.
Teddy Hart has
Hart's
cat.
He's become the
Teddy
star.
Hart-
Has it everywhere.
Teddy
And-
Hart's from Calgary, where I also learned to wrestle. So if you think about it, I've known Teddy for years.
It's true.
Whoa.
So I have known Mr. Money and the cats that came before Mr. Money, and I know all about them. Yes, he has lots of cats. He breeds Persian cats.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a breeder.
Breeders
though.
are
Yeah.
not my friend.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on.
Sorry.
I'm
Well,
sure he's
guys-
great and loves them a lot.
Guys,
Yeah.
thank you. And where can people find you on social media?
Oh, so I'm at Holly Meowy on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and which I
And
actually
Twitter.
just recently made public. I like keep everything because I was on Big Brother, so I have a lot of like crazy stalker photos. So I just made it public, and on Twitter I'm Holly Meowy, and then on Facebook I'm Holly Michelle, and then thecatclub.org.
There you go.
Please
yeah, check
support
out,
her
check out the Cat Club.
catclub.org,
Adopt some
please.
cats, guys. But guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
This was
Yes.
an absolute blast.
Amazing. What
So
a way to kick
fun.
off season 3.
What a
So
way!
fun.
Exactly. We hope to get so many more guests. I don't know if they're going to live up to this though.
Yeah.
This
It
is
was
a
pretty fun.
high bar to
Actually,
set.
I know they will.
Pretty high bar to set
Yeah.
right
Love
off the
each
bat.
other.
So guys, make sure to check out the Cat Club. Make sure to check out Holly Meowy. Make sure to check out Taya Valkyrie. Of course, as always, guys, where can they find you?
Follow me on Twitter at Jimbo12360.
Aha,
oh man,
new
I was
name.
about to.
Oh,
I was about to
boy.
go into my old tirade like I always do. Yeah, follow me there. Check out the Xbox12360 show on AfterBuzz TV. And I don't have my Young
You
Bucks
don't have the
documentary.
DVD, but let's put it over anyway.
No, yeah, my Young Bucks documentary at highspots.com. Check that out. Buy it. I'm getting married in less than a month, so I gotta pay for my
I met
wedding.
your wife at PWG.
Yes.
Super nice
Yes.
lady. Happy congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. What a mensch. Rachel.
Hello. I'm gonna do this really well.
Let's see.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rachel Sam Evans or Rachel Sam Vans, depends on how your brain works. You can also check out my YouTube channel. I'm already derailing. You can check
Go
out my
on.
YouTube channel, Snarled, yep, that's all I have to say to you.
Guys, you can find me on all sorts of social media at Ty Matthews PMA, as well as various other after shows, including the Monday Night Raw after show, the American Ninja Warrior after show for one more episode, and the Cruiserweight Classic. Mark Donica, who's on the ones and twos, and I and Bill Hanstock will be covering that, both rounds 2, 3, and the semifinals and the finals, all next week. So you can catch me on AfterBuzz TV, catch me on social media, all that stuff, and you can catch us for the next 39 weeks right here every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Pacific. If you're on iTunes, remember, download, comment, review, subscribe, rate, 5 stars if you're nasty. If you're on YouTube, leave us a comment, leave us a thumbs up, find us on Twitter, find us on Instagram. Let's all talk wrestling.
And don't forget, on Wednesdays at 8 p.m., Lucha Underground on El Rey
On
Network.
the El Rey
Yes,
Network.
El
See,
Rey.
a seamless transition,
Look
guys.
at
that.
But guys, make sure you're right here, same time, same channel, next week, talking episode 2 of season 3. But until then, viva la lucha!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Arriba la loca!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.